So friends, today we will discuss about the bilirubin metabolism. Bilirubin metabolism. I deliberately draw it with yellow color because bilirubin is a pigment that imparts yellow color to the tissues. For example, it imparts yellow color to our urine and also imparts yellow color to the stools. So today we'll discuss about how it is metabolized in our body, where it is produced and where it goes, and how it is released from our body. Today we will discuss about this. So the bilirubin metabolism begins with the breakdown of RBCs. The RBCs are the red blood cells which are produced in the bone marrow. They are produced in the bone marrow. They are produced in the bone marrow. And once they are produced, once they have become old, that is their lifespan is 120 days. Once they become old, they are being destroyed in the spleen. They are destroyed in the spleen. This is the spleen I am drawing. Suppose this is the spleen. In the spleen, there are special cells which are present that engulf these RBCs. They engulf the RBCs. For example, these are the RBCs. They move in the circulation. When they become old, they are being captured by the spleen in the cords of Billroth. In the cords of Billroth of spleen, I will show the cords of Billroth. There are present special cells, that is the macrophages. These are the eating cells. They engulf the dead tissue, and also when the RBC become old, the macrophages engulf it and they destroy these RBCs. And in this splenic macrophages, the RBCs are being destroyed. We will zoom it out now. We will see what happens to the RBCs a bit detailed now. I will draw now a bit detailed structure of the macrophage to see how these RBCs are being destroyed in the macrophage. So this is the macrophage present in the spleen. Here our RBCs, and inside the this is the RBC, red blood cells, and inside the RBCs we have the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Once this RBCs being entered with hemoglobin in the macrophage, it is being converted to heme and globin. This globin will go to the protein pool, and we'll see what happened to the heme. This heme will convert into the yellow importing pigment, that is the bilirubin. But there are various enzymes that act in between. There are two enzymes that act. First enzyme gives oxygen to the heme, that is the heme oxygenase. Heme oxygenase. And second enzyme give hydrogen, that is the biliverdin reductase. It gives oxygen and it is biliverdin reductase. We'll see when heme receives the oxygen with the help of heme oxygenase, it gets converted into biliverdin. Biliverdin. And this biliverdin receives hydrogen from the enzyme biliverdin reductase and gets convert itself into bilirubin. Now we'll see what happens to this bilirubin now. This bilirubin is unconjugated. It is unconjugated. Unconjugated, therefore it is fat soluble but not water soluble. So being fat soluble, it doesn't dissolve in water. So once the unconjugated bilirubin is formed in the macrophage, it is released into the circulation. It is released in the circulation In the blood circulation it will move. I will now draw its movement in the blood circulation. Suppose this is the blood circulation. Here the unconjugated bilirubin. Suppose this is the unconjugated bilirubin. This is the unconjugated bilirubin moving into the blood circulation. But being unconjugated, it is fat soluble. It can easily diffuse out in different tissues and damage the tissues. So it has to be captured by the albumin. So it combines with the albumin. Now this is the albumin I am drawing. This is albumin. It captured the unconjugated bilirubin. So this is the albumin. Now this unconjugated bilirubin in combination with albumin. Now albumin acts as a driver, just like a taxi driver. It takes the unconjugated bilirubin and move with it. It takes the unconjugated bilirubin and move with it in the circulation, and it reaches its destination, that is the liver. In the liver, the unconjugated bilirubin is being delivered by the albumin, and albumin then comes back. So it acts like a taxi driver. It receives the unconjugated bilirubin from the macrophages and carried it into circulation and moves, and then it goes into the liver, where albumin drops the unconjugated bilirubin. Here is the unconjugated bilirubin being dropped into the liver, and then albumin comes back into the circulation. So we'll see what happens to this unconjugated bilirubin now in the liver. So I will zoom this portion out and I will draw this down. So this is the liver. Here the unconjugated bilirubin reaches. Here is the unconjugated bilirubin. I will write it as U and B, unconjugated bilirubin. So once it is there, it has two options. Either it is again taken by the albumin back into the circulation, but usually this doesn't happen. So it remains only with one option, that is it has to go into the bile. This is the bile duct, and this is the bile duct, and here the unconjugated bilirubin can come, but it has to be converted into conjugated bilirubin. So suppose the conjugated bilirubin. So how does the conjugation take place? We will see now. This unconjugated bilirubin combines with the glucuronic acid. Glucuronic acid. In the liver it is present, and once the unconjugated bilirubin combines with the glucuronic acid, it becomes the conjugated bilirubin. So once the conjugated bilirubin is formed, it is water soluble. It is water soluble, so it can dissolve in water, and therefore it is being released into the bile duct. So now the conjugated bilirubin comes into the bile duct. I will draw it now green. This is the conjugated bilirubin. It will now move in the bile duct, and we'll see what happens now. This conjugated bilirubin is released into the intestine. Here is our intestine. Here is the intestine. This is the intestine, and here it is released. Now we'll see what happens in the intestine now. This is the intestine diagram. This is the conjugated bilirubin. It is coming from the bile duct. With bile it is coming, and it is conjugated bilirubin, CB. I am writing it short form. So once it is in the intestine, there are certain bacteria which acts on it. These are the bacteria which act on this conjugated bilirubin and convert into urobilinogen, urobilinogen, and stercobilinogen, and stercobilinogen. About 10% of urobilinogen is formed and 90% of stercobilinogen is formed. This stercobilinogen will be shed into the stool. It comes out in the stool. It comes out in the stool and it imparts yellow color through the stool. This stercobilinogen, it comes out in the stool and imparts yellow color to the stools. So we'll see what happens to this urobilinogen. This urobilinogen will move again back through the blood circulation and back into the liver. It is moving into the liver. Urobilinogen is moving into the liver. We have drawn here the liver, and it will move into the liver. And once it reaches the liver, about 5% of it come back into the bile. It come back into the bile. It come back into the bile. It come back into the bile, and this is called enterohepatic circulation. This is the enterohepatic circulation from intestine to the liver and back to the intestine. This is the enterohepatic circulation. This is the enterohepatic circulation. This is about 5% which comes back into the intestine. What happens to the 5%? We will see this. The remaining 5% of urobilinogen moves into the circulation, blood circulation. It is moving at it reaches the kidneys. And in the kidneys, it is excreted as urobilin. It is excreted as urobilin, and it imparts yellow color to the urine. The yellow color to the urine. This is urine. So in this way, the bilirubin is metabolized. We'll see again. So from where this process is beginning? From the marrow. What happening in the marrow? Here is the bone marrow. Here the RBCs are produced and it is being shedding into the circulation. And once the RBCs are in the circulation, they are traveling, and when they become old, that is after 120 days, the lifespan of the red blood cell is 120 days, they become old, and here are the macrophages which are sitting in the spleen, and in the cords of bilirubin they are sitting, the macrophages. They are waiting for the dead RBCs or the old RBCs, and they are engulfing it. And they are destroying these RBCs. They are destroying these RBCs. We are seeing it here. The RBCs having the hemoglobin inside. Once they are inside the macrophage, they convert into the heme and globin. Globin is the protein component that take parts in the protein pool, while the heme gets converted into bilirubin with the help of two enzymes, that is the heme oxygenase and biliverdin reductase. First, the heme receives oxygen from heme oxygenase. It receives oxygen. Heme receives oxygen from heme oxygenase and convert into biliverdin. Then biliverdin receives hydrogen from the enzyme biliverdin reductase and gets converted itself into bilirubin. Now this bilirubin, which is formed in the macrophages, these are the unconjugated, that is they are not water soluble, they are fat soluble. Being fat soluble, they are toxic. They can move out of the tissues as shown here. It can move out of the tissues and damage various tissues of the body. So it is essential to be kept by the albumin which is present in the circulation. This albumin captures this unconjugated bilirubin and then act as a driver. It takes this unconjugated bilirubin and moves in the circulation and reaches the liver, where albumin drops the unconjugated bilirubin. Here the unconjugated bilirubin is being dropped in the liver, and once the unconjugated bilirubin is in the liver, it is acted upon by the enzyme, that is the glucuronic acidase. Glucuronic acid combines with the unconjugated bilirubin, converts into the conjugated bilirubin, which is the water soluble, and this water soluble conjugated bilirubin goes through the bile into the intestine. Being water soluble, it goes into the bile into the intestine. So what happens in the intestine? In the intestine, there are certain bacteria that acts on this conjugated bilirubin and convert into the 90% of stercobilinogen and 10% urobilinogen. This stercobilinogen excreted in the stool and imparts yellow color to the stool, while this 10% urobilinogen come back into the liver. Here it is moving into the liver, and once it is in the liver, 5% secreted back into the intestine, and this is the enterohepatic circulation, and remaining 5% through the blood it reaches the kidney, where it is excreted as urobilin, which imparts yellow color to the urine. This is how the bilirubin gets metabolized. Thank you.